Another overtime battle with Texas A&M. This time, the Cats pull out the win. What the win means for the Cats in the NCAA tournament. UK fans wasted no time celebrating the Cats SEC championship.
When the buzzer went off, we had fans just zooming into the store.
How they greeted the team when they got back to Lexington.
We're a large brotherhood.
Support for a Lexington firefighter battling cancer has been pouring in. How other firefighters are going beyond the call of duty to help his family.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Thanks for staying up with WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. We are tracking more scattered showers rolling through the bluegrass. And meteorologist Jim Caldwell says they'll greet us into the work week. He's in now with your no-wait weather forecast.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kristen, we are going to keep them around almost every single day this week into next weekend. And next weekend, it might come in a different form, maybe the wintry type with a flake of snow embedded in it or two by this time next week. So got a week to try to straighten up that forecast. Tonight, though, we are tracking some rain, generally now moving through parts of eastern Kentucky and into northeast Kentucky soon, as you see these showers stretching from Moorhead back down into Salyersville tonight. All of it very light. We have another batch a little more toward the south as well, from Hazard into Hindman back toward sections of Leslie County. Overnight, though, those rain showers move out and our temperatures will likely stay steady in the mid-50s as we get up tomorrow morning, head out to work and school and what have you. That's what we'll be looking at. But notice what happens, though, as we get into the afternoon hours, showers and even some thunderstorms possible yet again. This is just the beginning of several more chances that we'll track, and I will have all of them coming up in just a few minutes.
Let the madness begin. The SEC tournament is in the history books and the NCAA brackets are out. Kentucky has a long road in their march to number 9. Lee K. Howard joins us now with a look at the Cats' next matchup.
Yeah, Kentucky is headed to Des Moines, Iowa to open the NCAA tournament as a 4 seed. I hear it's beautiful this time of year. Where the Wildcats will face the 13 seed Stony Brook in the opening round. The game will be a late tip on Thursday night, scheduled for 9:40, just before 10 o'clock at night. Well, earlier in the afternoon, Kentucky was looking for an SEC championship, taking on Texas A&M. Second half, Wildcats down by 1. Tyler Ulis knocks down the 3. Wildcats up by 2. You can just see the emotion on the fans. Oh, yeah. Under a minute left, Aggies down 2. Daniel House drives, hits the shot. He had so many of those in this game. Game tied at 71. Kentucky with a shot for the win in regulation. Ulis gets the shot, but can't get it to drop. We're going to overtime. In OT, Ulis makes the move, nails the three-pointer. Wildcats out in front. Calipari saying his prayers. Under 2 minutes to play, Daniel House, guess what? Ties the game with a three-pointer. Both teams knotted at 75. 1 minute left. Derek Willis with the biggest shot of his career gives the Cats the lead for good, 78-75. And then with under 20 seconds to play, Jamal Murray delivers the blue arrow, as they would say. A huge three-pointer, and that'll do it. Kentucky wins the SEC championship 82-77 behind 30 points from Tyler Ulis. Big win for the Wildcats, and of course, we'll break down the Cats' path to the NCAA championship game in a special selection show coming up in about 25 minutes. Kristen?
Okay, thank you. More than 19,000 UK fans packed Bridgestone Arena to watch the Cats win the SEC championship today. And many, many more watched back home in Kentucky. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner caught up with fans in Lexington.
The Cats are back in town.
We'll go all the way, I think.
Dozens waited to greet the UK men's basketball team at the Bluegrass Airport following the team's win against Texas A&M. We watched the game with fans at Buffalo Wild Wings.
I think it slowed down a little bit, but I think the pace is picking up, and I think we have a pretty good chance of pulling it out.
At one point, the guys had some fans here in Lexington on pins and needles, but they're all very happy with the outcome.
Feeling great. Feeling great.
It was pretty emotional. I was nervous. I'm good.
Brett Wardus wore his emotions during the game, but he was one of many celebrating in the end. Fans got loud when the Cats won the SEC championship title in overtime.
Go Cats! Woo!
I've been a diehard UK fan for probably 20 years, and they did really good tonight. They're showing how it's done.
Terry Morris is ready for the Cats to take on the NCAA tournament.
If they're in Louisville, they're okay. I think they're okay. I mean, UK fans travel pretty good, so as long as they're not too far away, they'll be all right.
The Cats will play next in Iowa. In Lexington, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
Another SEC championship means another new T-shirt for fans. As soon as the game ended this afternoon, workers at Wildcat Warehouse on South Broadway in Lexington got to work printing a new shirt. The SEC championship shirt has the same design that the players wore on the court today.
As soon as the game was over and the buzzer went off, we had fans just zooming into the store in their cars. So we've got fans in our stores right now and over the next few days.
The shirts are available online and at all the Lexington Wildcat Warehouse stores. They will be at all 21 stores in Kentucky by Tuesday. Coming up at 11:30 tonight, we'll have a special selection show special. Our crew will break down the Cats' path to number 9. A Jessamine County man is in jail tonight on arson and wanton endangerment charges. An arrest citation states 41-year-old Andy Maston set a shed on fire on Green Street. Nicholasville police say Maston and one of the people who live at the home got into an argument. Soon after, someone noticed the shed was on fire. Police say they caught Maston on Oak Street, brought him back to Green Street, where he admitted he lit a propane tank and the shed went up in flames. And in Laurel County, deputies have arrested a man accused of breaking into a home and a church van. Deputies arrested Douglas Bailey early this morning near Carmichael Church off Old Kentucky 30. Deputies were checking out a call about a burglary at a home near the church when they spotted Bailey. They say Bailey cut wires to an electrical box while trying to get into the church. State police in northern Kentucky are investigating a deadly crash in Henry County. Troopers say 74-year-old Andrew Persani was driving on I-71 northbound when someone hit his car. Both drivers went off the road. Troopers say Persani's car flipped and he was ejected. Persani died at the scene. The driver of the other car went to a hospital in LaGrange. No word on any charges. We have a scam warning for people living in Laurel County. Deputies say several phone scams are going around the county. They tell us many people in London have gotten calls from someone pretending to be with the IRS and threatening legal action if the victim does not send money. One man said he received a call from someone posing as an immigration officer.
You may have to pay a certain amount. If you don't do that, I'm going to send the cops to your door right away and you'll be deported from here.
Deputies say another scammer is telling people there's a virus on their computer and that the caller needs personal information to fix it. Deputies say the numbers they have tracked are coming from out of the country. Firefighters in Nicholasville are helping a fellow first responder in Lexington. They're selling T-shirts to raise money for Matt Logston, who doctors recently diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. WKYT's Hillary Thornton has details on the fundraiser in a story that's new at 11.
For firefighters in Nicholasville, it is a St. Patrick's Day tradition to sell some T-shirts, fundraising for their local chapter. However, this year, the shirts are serving a different cause.
We knew we had to do something.
Brothers in Battle printed on the back with hashtag Team Logston, shirts raising money and support for Lexington firefighter Matt Logston, who is battling stage 4 cancer.
We're a large brotherhood. A lot of guys here on this department know Matt, know the guys he works with.
The effort to help Logston has grown into something much more than his family over here at the Nicholasville Fire Department ever imagined. And they say that's all thanks to the outpouring of support from the community.
We do around 50 shirts. So far, we're well over 250 on pre-order. We've got shirts going to New York, California, Arizona, Missouri, Tennessee, Florida.
A show of support, including from some local businesses, driving them to do more.
Started out just as firemen, and it's opened up now to the public. It's another fundraiser we're doing for Matt.
Firefighters cooking an Irish breakfast on St. Patty's Day, serving it up at the break room in Lexington all day Thursday. Every dollar raised from the breakfast and T-shirts going straight to their fellow firefighter.
It's our way of trying to help.
Rallying around their brother during his battle, finding strength in the show of support.
Great to know they're standing behind us and in support in one of our brothers.
In Nicholasville, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
The Irish Breakfast fundraiser will start at 9 o'clock Thursday morning. For more information, you can visit our website, WKYT.com. A Clark County church is helping the victims of a devastating fire. 3 people died Friday in a fire in Winchester at an apartment complex on Spring Mist Road. Eastside Baptist Church is collecting donations for victims. The church's pastor says he is amazed by the showing of support.
We're taken back by the overwhelming showing of love that people are coming and bringing in so much stuff, because in times like this, people need to step up.
If you want to donate, you can drop off toys, clothes, toiletries, or food at Eastside Baptist Church tomorrow from 9 to 3. Still to come on WKYT News at 11. Firefighters spent hours cleaning up after a gas leak in Lexington, what they believe caused the leak. And later, Coach Cal and the UK basketball team talk about their path to title number 9. A special edition of WKYT Game Time is coming up at 11:30.
Turn your loving on and try something crazy good. The new beer battered fish and fries box is a catch for only $2. 2 beer battered fish fillets with famous seasoned fries and dill tartar sauce, just $2. Rallies and Checkers.
Epic meals, epic deals.
When I'm lucky enough to meet you out in public, the question I'm most often asked is, what is Emma up to? So let me tell you. As usual, she stays busy investigating accident scenes, sniffing out evidence, and solving cases. But recently, she became a big sister. Meet Molly. Emma loves Molly. She doesn't know if she's her kid's sister or daughter. Unfortunately, she sometimes thinks she's the baby. When you write Emma, she'll write you back. Morgan & Morgan, for our dogs.
While it's difficult to think about the death of a loved one, the caring people at the Lexington Cemetery make it easier. After all these years, they still offer many spaces for traditional ground burial as well as mausoleum burial. And the Lexington Cemetery has operated its own on-site crematory since 1977. Lexington Cemetery offers many memorialization options, like the scattering garden and niches, and the memorial arbor for remembering those whose remains are elsewhere. Choose the beauty and dignity of the Lexington Cemetery and Crematory.
At Baptist Health, we want you to know the facts. Visit BaptistHealthTalks.com to view a video of anesthesiologist Thomas Young on reducing pain after surgery. Baptist Health Lexington. Be a healthier you.
At Frankfort Toyota, we have new 2016 Camrys. Up to $3,900 off MSRP or 0% financing available. Or new 2016 Avalons. Up to $5,000 off MSRP or take advantage of 0% financing. And we'll double your no-cost maintenance to 4 years or 50,000 miles.
Frankfort Toyota, Google rated 4.9 out of 5 stars.
Frankfort Toyota, or check us out online at frankforttoyota.com.
Welcome to Carpet One. Visit our tile and stone gallery and explore all the options available for your next kitchen or bathroom project. Our showroom is filled with hardwood, laminate, and engineered vinyl. Let us help you find the perfect floor. Come see us.
Turn your loving on and try something crazy good.
Our new value menu has a dozen tasty options starting at only $1. That's a too good to be true deal for too delicious to be true taste. Starting at $1. Rallies and Checkers.
Epic meals, epic deals.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
It almost felt a little bit like summer out there today. Not the heat, just the fact that it was so humid in between some of those showers and thunder showers passed through parts of central and eastern Kentucky today. We still have a few even holding on out there tonight. You can see them moving across parts of eastern Kentucky. Let's break down this forecast as we advance through time here. Overnight, we are looking at only a few showers, the ones you were seeing there on Defender, when they're going to move out very soon. We look to a much longer period here, Monday through Thursday. You have a daily chance of showers and even a few thunderstorms. None of these are going to be what we call a complete washout. These are the March ups, and I'm talking about being up percentage-wise in precipitation and daily chances. Here comes the down of our March. Friday through Sunday, our temperatures start to trend back into some cooler levels. It's a big pattern flip, and you might even see a flake of snow or two by the end of the weekend. That's something we're going to watch very closely. Doesn't look like it's a big deal, but after you've been in the 60s and 70s, close to 80 degrees, and you try to flip back to talking about flakes of snow, it's kind of crazy. 61 right now here in Lexington, 61 in Richmond. There you see that little batch of precipitation we were tracking. Let's get close to it and see where it's going. It's lifting off toward the northeast, passing through Sandy Hook right now, and will soon close in on Grayson. You can see even a little bit more on the southern side of it, now passing through Magoffin County, through Salyersville, and then a little bit more from Hazard into Hindman and even into parts of Floyd County. Expand our view because we've got another system in sight. Showers and thunderstorms associated with this. Some of these, by the way, tonight have been severe. Tornado warnings around Memphis, severe thunderstorm warnings, just a big mess. Looks like by the time it gets here, it will come in a more weak form during the overnight and early tomorrow morning. That looks like the time period that it gets here. But that's going to be the active zone, essentially, right across Kentucky. We're going to be right on the cusp of where you have a big push of colder air and the warmer air to the south. And when you get in that zone, and it's kind of a flat zone essentially in the atmosphere, we're going to get rounds of showers and thunderstorms all week long. Now again, not a washout, but you are going to have that daily chance as we move forward here. So that's the active zone setting up here. 7-day forecast just backs it up. You can see the actual icon, the little graphics there with the rain showing up from time to time. And you also see those temperatures trending downward toward the end of the week and into next weekend. Plenty of time to get the mention of flakes out there, though. Hopefully.
Yeah, I really did enjoy this warm weather.
It's been fantastic. So March, being March, it's going to try to throw one at us there.
Thank you, Jim.
A lot of them come from Bernie Sanders.
Donald Trump is blaming a recent rash of violence at his rallies on other candidates. The latest campaign 2016 news is after the break.
For years, you posted your whole life online. But what happens to those memories when you're gone?
They say life is complicated. Where do you see death?
WKYT investigates digital life after death. Monday at 6 on WKYT. Kentucky mornings start here. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
Every year I operate thousands of hours. I'm turned on and off thousands of times. I keep you cool and I keep you warm. I have the best 10-year no-hassle replacement warranty around. No worries, no questions, no hassle. I am Comfort Maker. Go to comfortmaker.com today.
Does this sound like your house? Hi, I'm Dr. Jessica Kress with Commonwealth Smiles, and I have an easy and affordable solution for your snoring. Call today for a silent night's sleep.
Make a fast break for great savings now.
Big Blue Nation, it's Paul Miller Ford's Match-Up Sales Event. Huge savings on Kentucky's most popular brand. 0% financing for 60 months available or lease for less. New 2015 Ford Focus, lease for only $139 per month on a 36-month lease. New 2016 Ford Fusions, lease for only $169 a month on a 36-month lease. New 2016 Ford F-150s as low as $20,990.
Point, click, drive. PaulMillerFord.com.
Every morning, millions of Americans start their commute in their cars. Knowing AAA Auto Insurance is there, should anything not go as planned. And every morning, those same people also leave behind their homes. Knowing AAA Home Insurance is there, should anything not go as planned. Insurance that's not just insurance.
Get weather plus traffic with a WKYT weather app. Have the Defender Radar Network in the palm of your hand while checking your driving conditions for your commute on the same screen. Weather plus traffic on the WKYT weather app.
When I needed a new furnace, I did my research, found out that Comfort Heating and Air had the highest reviews on Google and Angie's List. So I went with Comfort Maker's 10-year no-hassle warranty. Do what I did, call the Comfort Man today.
Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $20 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $70 million. Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump is defending his supporters and rejecting any responsibility for the violence that has overshadowed his rallies. The latest CBS News poll shows Trump is leading in the race for the nomination. Brooke Silva Braga has the latest from New York.
All right, get him out of here, please.
Republican frontrunner Donald Trump insisted his supporters are peaceful, blaming his sometimes chaotic rallies on organized disruptors.
A lot of them come from Bernie Sanders, whether he wants to say it or not.
Trump tweeted, "Bernie Sanders is lying when he says his disruptors aren't told to go to my events. Be careful, Bernie, or my supporters will go to yours."
Donald Trump is a pathological liar.
Sanders said his campaign hasn't coordinated the protests. The Democratic presidential candidate got a boost from a new CBS poll showing him ahead of Hillary Clinton in Illinois. She leads in Florida and Ohio, where the candidates sparred over trade at a CNN TV1 town hall Sunday night.
She has supported almost all of those trade agreements. I have vigorously opposed it.
I want the government to do it. I want the United States government to stand up for steel, to stand up for the companies and the workers.
Meanwhile, Republican polls show a tie in Ohio between the state's governor, John Kasich, and the national GOP frontrunner. But in Florida, Trump leads big, up 20 points as Senator Marco Rubio, who's counting on a Florida win, falls to third. Trump canceled an upcoming rally near Miami and will instead hold an event where the race is closer, in Ohio. Brooke Silva Braga for CBS News, New York.
More than 1,100 delegates are up for grabs Tuesday. Firefighters say lightning caused an overnight gas leak in Lexington, forcing several people to evacuate their homes. Firefighters say lightning either hit a tree or the ground on Tambark Road off Man o' War around midnight. That strike caused a natural gas leak. Nearly 10 homes had to be evacuated, and Kentucky Utilities shut off power to those homes. Crews also shut off gas service to 4 of the homes. Columbia Gas says 2 will need new service lines.
It's very comforting to know the safety and well-being of the neighborhood is being taken care of.
Park Road for several hours. It is back open and all families are back in their homes. We have a reminder tonight for families in Perry County. There's no school for students this week. School leaders canceled class Monday and Tuesday because of sickness. Spring break is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. This coming week, crews will disinfect the schools. Class resumes Monday, March 21st. Coming up, the Cats are going dancing. We'll hear from the team about their matchup with Stony Brook Thursday, and we'll have a last check at your forecast after the break.
Jump, slide, and bounce at Lexington's premier children's entertainment center, Monkey Joe's. Enjoy our huge inflatables, toddler zone, and go bananas at the arcade. Celebrate your birthday party here too. Party big, play great at Monkey Joe's today.
Pet moments are beautiful, unless you have allergies. Then your eyes may see it differently. Only Flonase is approved to relieve both itchy, watery eyes and congestion. No other nasal allergy spray can say that. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. Complete allergy relief or incomplete? Let your eyes decide. Flonase, 6 is greater than 1, changes everything.
At Window World, you get the best price right up front.
Not just any price.
Our lowest price.
Guaranteed. Our windows feature the Good Housekeeping Seal.
And come with a lifetime limited warranty.
Act now and get a house full of windows for as low as $79 a month installed.
And save hundreds on siding, doors, shutters, and more.
Best products, best service, best people. Not only do we stand behind our windows, we stand on it.
Window World.
Preferred window installer of the Big Blue Nation.
For the last 5 days, 17 hours, and 23 minutes, you've been a passenger.
I'm back in baby's arms. How I miss those.
Mazda's Skyactiv technology makes it good to be a driver.
Back in baby's arms.
If you are in a car accident and searching for a lawyer, you need to ask that lawyer 3 questions. 1, have you practiced law in Kentucky your entire legal career? 2, have you recently tried a case in a Kentucky courtroom? And 3, have over a dozen of the nation's largest insurance companies retain you to try their cases? At Golden Law Office, we can answer yes to all these questions. Put our inside knowledge to work for you. Call us today for a free consultation.
Sometimes it seems you spend your whole day on the go. But no matter where you go, you'll probably run into a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent. With agents in every Kentucky county, Farm Bureau is there for you. pretty much wherever you are. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you, like WKYT on Facebook.
We got a lot of rain in the forecast tomorrow.
Several chances coming at us over the next little bit. Let's break it down. A couple of key hours. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock, noon time, then get to 5 o'clock. We are tracking that rain here in the area. And our emojis are not happy, of course. But we already start, Buzz, we already start talking about next weekend. Look at that. 39 a high for Sunday. This is as of right now, because we're always thinking ahead of the weekend. And maybe a flake of snow or two trying to mix in. Coming off of 60s, 70s, and close to 80.
Your Sunday emojis, they're a little confusing.
I mean,
is that aggravation?
No. That's happy with snow eyes.
Well, but it looks like aggravation at first there.
Yeah, the temperature.
We're going to work on those emojis for you guys. Kentucky